Quantum computers can potentially break classical encryption methods used in blockchain and online security, threatening the integrity of cryptocurrency and secure communication. We have all seen this absolute monstrosity of a bloodbath in the crypto market, and it's kind of kicking towards the stock market as well. Now, we take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, and you can see that there were a ton of longs who were liquidated right around 95,300. You come and you take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation chart, and right when we hit this level around 95,300, you saw a major flush down. You saw plenty of longs being liquidated. Now, this is the biggest liquidation since 2021. Why does the market dump and wipe almost $2 billion in trades in just 24 hours? Well, Coinbase traders started the sell-off. Coinbase traders began selling 1 hour before the major dump. The sell pressure pushed the liquidation like a domino. Then the liquidation cascaded. It triggered the biggest drop. Once the market hit a key liquidation zone, over-leveraged positions started to close, stop losses were triggered, creating a chain reaction, so on and so forth. Now, the market was overheated. Funding fees were spiking, a sign of excessive long. Open interest was rising rapidly. Too many traders were piling in. Then something interesting happened. Strong buying pressure emerged on Ethereum, but Ethereum doesn't experience much drawdown compared to Bitcoin. The volume is there too. And there was also an unusual sell-off in XRP. XRP's low liquidity made the move worse. XRP may have the largest market cap, but its liquidity is still thin. This is why XRP can surge hundreds of percentages or crash out of nowhere. Massive volume in Cardano, USDC, and FDUSD. When the dump started, these three saw insane volume. Now, after a liquidation like this, here's what usually happens. Liquidations wipe out weak hands, smart money buys the dip at a discount, and the price snaps back quickly, which is originally what we were thinking were to happen. But we are seeing the sell-off continue into today and retest those levels. And you know, big money would not want that to happen if they ended up actually buying this dip. Now, they could still be shaking paper hands out, but this is something that we do not want to see. We want to see money flow snap back in and Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies continue to hold their price. Now, you can see Google gapped up like a rocket right on a support level at $183, was trading at about $175, and that is because they just dropped a new chip, their new quantum chip, aka their Willow chip, right? Which apparently proposes challenges for technology and crypto sectors. Companies are also reliant on existing hardware or encryption technologies, so they may face issues if they don't adapt quickly to Google's new chip. Quantum advancements could consolidate power in the hands of few players like Google, impacting competition and innovation. Now, Google is also going to go head to head with anybody in the space of these supercomputers, including Nvidia, which Nvidia, you know, we had puts on. Nvidia got a nice bounce off of this line, came all the way up to 141.80. I think kind of wanted to trap people into buying calls because this is a key support level. So you saw that break over, and then you saw it try to push again, and people loaded up, and now you're crashing back down. Watch Nvidia to come to 135.30. Okay, ultimately, what's next? Before we get into AMC and GameStop, I want you to keep an eye on MicroStrategy, trading at $362.32. If cryptocurrencies continue to sell off, this thing is going to fall like an absolute rock. Okay, it's going to come right down to about $322, $320, come back up, and it's going to ultimately collapse back down to around $193 or sub 200 in general. Bringing us into the overall market and this crash scenario that we're in, I want to give a very brief apology to everybody watching the video and state that the December meeting did get moved. I did not see this. It is the 17th and the 18th. We have been talking about the 12th and the 13th meeting, and this week we are actually not going to see it. Now, why is that much worse, so to speak? Well, that is because if now we see another week and a half of we don't really know what's happening behind the scenes, but you can take a look at the flow, and if things start to break key crucial levels, it could be time to potentially exit. Now, we do know, in my opinion, that there is a market crash, whether it's next week on that meeting or whether it is mid to late January, right? We know it's coming. So if you positioned yourselves correctly, maybe you miss a little bit of a melt up to 623 and then everything else, and then you are just positioned for that crash ultimately. Now, the S&P 500 is trading at 604.91. it actually bounced off of a crucial support level right around 604, which was one of our key support levels, which was our first melt up level that we wanted it to see. And then our next one, 623.35. Now, if the SPY doesn't hold this, right, you're coming all the way back down to 596, in my opinion, and sub 600 people are going to start to panic. Now you can see the SPY did this when we hit the peak back here, and then it came up and got a nice relief bounce and hugged this support level, right? Which then became resistance. It's doing the same sort of thing where the SPY can see this chop trade, and then towards the end of the week, right? Towards the end of the week, get to selling off and coming to that level. And then ultimately, this could be the top that we see in, and these institutions are front running the meeting. Okay. You can see right here, stocks are edging lower ahead of inflation data. Okay. People are uncertain as to what the Fed is actually going to do, the data that we're going to see. Now, AMC is trading at 442, down 2% on the day. Here we have a break out of this channel, a major green candle, which was going to start the momentum. And now that we're selling off and we are closing, or at least building a whole candle under the channel, I want to say Adam Aaron's a scumbag. I originally thought this was a decent idea to dilute before 566, even though I don't like dilution, just to make these institutions purchase it up and then, go higher, right? But we stopped major momentum. That was not a good thing to see. I don't think it's gone, and that is because of GameStop, and I think AMC is going to have sympathy because of GameStop. But here's what I want to say. AMC needs to hold 435, and we are hugging that level today. If you break under 435 again, and it's a clean break, this could get very ugly down to 380, 314, so on and so forth. I don't want that to happen. That would be very aggravating. I am still in my calls on AMC as well as GameStop. Before GameStop's chart, we have something very interesting that's happening. The Bank of England will hide the identities of any pension funds, insurers, or hedge funds bailed out under a new financial stability tool to prevent crisis contagion. Why now, right? Why are these things being put in place now? It's because these higher ups know that there is a crash coming, there is over leveraging happening, and there are major short coverings happening that will need a bailout. Major institutions that can't fail, right? Too big to fail. Do you remember Robinhood got bailed out back in the 2021 sneeze of almost $10 billion, right? So this is a major message to everybody, in my opinion. Now, someone with huge nuts loaded $36,000 worth of GameStop calls for the $30 strike expiring this week. Is this Warren Kitty? I don't really know. Does this matter? Not necessarily, right? These calls could get wiped out if GameStop doesn't decide to pop over the next couple of days. Now, GameStop broke this channel, came up and retested it, and now we are rejecting again, which is not what we want to see. If GameStop sells off, as long as we hold 2650, that is okay. You come down and then you get a bounce off of 2650, best case scenario. But we do have earnings tonight. Good or bad, it will be a fun night to watch a major catalyst and finally see some movement in GameStop. Also, keep in mind, we saw a lot of volume on this candle, and what that tells me is GameStop has a lot of buyers sub 27, and it has a lot of, sellers, right, above $31. Okay, these institutions don't want it above 31, they want it below 27. There's a lot of buyers there, so we will be keeping an eye on this. Just to give you some levels, if GameStop crashes on earnings, I'm watching $25 and then $23.40, which is Roaring Kitty's average. If GameStop decides that it wants to fly, $32.60, $36, $40, right? Now, with crypto doing its thing, selling off, if this is not putting us into a crash or bear market scenario, Doge is at the #1 buying opportunity you're going to get. XRP is at the #1 buying opportunity you're going to get. Plenty of these tickers are at the #1 buying opportunity that you're going to get. However, if we are crashing, if this is the beginning of a bear market, you are going to be caught holding the bag at an awful level. If I enter Dogecoin here, I would put a stop right beneath this wick back here, stop loss. That way I would lose, yes, a decent percent of my capital if this got hit, but it would be worth it in the end, because if this thing breaks this level, you're falling like a rock down to 21 cents. Okay, and that goes for every other crypto out here. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and press the top link to come join the Discord. I'm in there on the daily. You can come talk stocks with me and crypto and talk with the most amazing people. You can also see my trades as soon as I enter them. And then we have option sweep orders in there that you get alerts for, insider trade alerts, dark pool trade alerts, market news alerts, and more. And we post our gains, post our losses, overall best vibes. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is a place to go. There are no bad questions. I don't care if you haven't even bought or sold a stock yet. Come in here so we can help you out. Now, if you want up to 15 free stocks, there's another link in the description for a free broker, just like Webull or Robinhood or Public or whatever broker it is, right? This one has some crazy tools, but they're also hooking me and you up once you sign up through my link. After you sign up, they should approve you right away, and then you deposit into your account. You're getting up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock. And don't worry, you keep your deposit. You can trade with it, whatever you want to do. If you want to keep the stocks, you can keep them. If you want to sell them, you can sell them. But you're also earning 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash, which is a crazy limited time deal that is basically pure safety, especially if we see a market crash in the S&P 500. Your money could just sit on Moomoo. When you're not taking trades, it will collect that percentage. You're also getting level 2 order book data for free, so you can see where whales are loading up and dropping off stocks. Access to trading options and shorting as a retail trader, which is pretty cool. Viewing other exchanges, a customizable earnings calendar, and more. So make sure to go press these links in the description, guys. Do not sleep on it. They are the top 2. Some people are asking about my crypto, so I'll touch on it briefly just to close out the video. Obviously, it is sitting at a $13,000 market cap. I haven't been covering it on a video. I haven't been quote unquote pumping it. Somebody has a large bag of this. I'm not sure which one of you it is, but now holding 8%, 5%, 4%. As long as these legacy holders, including myself, are in this should be okay, right? These are bots selling off, trading on pump.fun, and also people who are too afraid to park their money and they want to, chase the crypto trends. That's perfectly fine. Drop some ideas as to what I could do with this. Right? And yeah, that's basically just a quick touch on that. There are some other links down there in the description that will hook you up. That is it, guys. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.